Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 3 Team of the Season reviews to do for this video right here. We're going to go ahead and check out Kovacic for this video. We're going to go ahead and get Alexander-Arnold or Robertson, and we may try to get some other EPL Team of the Season cards as well. The reason why I'm trying to push these out to you guys is because some of you guys are going to be doing the guaranteed Team of the Season SBC, and you guys are probably going to want an opinion on those cards, right? So because Henderson and Alexander-Arnold are the biggest ones, I definitely got to get Alexander-Arnold as well for you guys. So, with Kovacic, ladies and gentlemen, this is apparently one of the worst cards you could probably get. I think it's Dean Henderson, Soyuncu, and Kovacic is probably like 3rd place in regards to that. I don't remember what the other options are because I think like there's pretty decent options for the other positions. But with Kovacic's card, as you guys know, I like the storyline card, and obviously the whole thing with these types of cards is to make them as usable as possible. If you guys see my face be super bright right now, it's because the daytime there's a lot of light coming into this room right now, and I don't want to change those settings because I know I have to adjust that afterwards, so we're just doing it for the sake of the review today. But with Kovacic's card, guys, we're looking at a card that is 5'9" with high work rates, 4-star skill moves with a 4-star weak foot. So obviously, the card is incredibly usable. The 5'9" height, the high work rates, 4-star, beautiful bare minimums to have on a card to make him incredibly usable. As you guys know, I actually enjoyed using the storyline card, so I think this card will still be really fun to use. He has the flare trait, which isn't too relevant, 89 acceleration with 82 sprint speed, but he has 70 finishing with 91 shot power and 89 composure. His dribbling stats have been drastically increased from certain areas of the card that will make his dribbling significantly better in terms of feel and just general movement. You know, it's going to be a really nice thing to have in regards to transitioning left and right in the defense and moving with the ball at his feet, right? So obviously he doesn't have the finishing characteristics, but if you were to get this card and you put a bunch of untradeables that you probably weren't going to use anyways, he wouldn't necessarily be terrible. Now, would he be ideal? Probably not. But it's a cool card regardless. It's a cool concept card, right? In regards to defensive and physical stats, I think he has some pretty decent minimums to make it really nice. I personally feel like if I were to use this card in a team, I would most likely probably give him an anchor chemistry style for the CDM position, but for other positions, it would be, you know, I would have to kind of like think it out a little bit. Let's see what people on Footbit decided to give him. It was the anchor chemistry style, which is exactly what we were talking about. The anchor would give him improved physical stats, improved defensive stats, as well as the pace when he already has decent shooting for a CDM. He's got passing ability, dribbling ability. At the end of the day, this card is still looked down upon because he's one of the worst options, but it doesn't make the card bad, right? So he's going to be interesting to try out regardless. Obviously, we're going to be using all the players now because it doesn't really matter in regards to the players that we have in the team. We're going to go ahead and use them in a 4-2-3-1 setup. I'm going to go ahead and actually copy this team so I don't mess with my dude's tactics over here. So we'll just go ahead and copy that team. And actually, no, we still have our team over here. So I'm pretty sure I still have the right formations and everything for that too. So that'll be perfect. We just have to put Kovacic in this team over here, and then we should be good to go. So with this team over here, we're obviously going to be lined up with the 4-2-3-1 and also the 4-1-2-2 because I want to see what he's like attacking-wise as well. The reason why I think he could potentially make a really good center mid in a team is because the fact that, or a CDM in the team, is because of the fact that he has the 80 attacking positioning. So that in a team where I'm going to be mostly using him in the CDM position, it kind of looks pretty nice, right? I feel like he'll actually play the position quite nicely. I don't really think I'm going to have too much of a problem with it. I'm going to be playing him next to Jordan Henderson, which is also going to be an interesting variable to consider as well. So it's going to be the 4-2-3-1. We're going to go ahead and use him as the left center defensive mid with Jamie Vardy playing up top and Jordan Henderson on the right side with the instruction of balanced but just cover center, right? So we'll have Jordan Henderson on stay back while attacking cover center, but we'll have Kovacic just moving around because I want to see if he attacks regardless of the fact that he has the 80 attacking positioning. And then last but not least, we will be using the 4-1-2-2 tactics as well, with the balance, and we're going to be using him in the right center mid position to see if he moves a lot on the attack with just cover center instructions. So let's get into a game, see how he plays. Hopefully he's a beast. I'll probably do a review for Alexander-Arnold at the same time. We'll see what's up with that. All right, boys, so we're going to go ahead and switch to the defensive tactics first. We're going to see... Ooh, let me just go ahead and switch the display here. So, Vincent, if you're watching the video, my dude, make sure that you switch to player name and indicator on your team. Default for this, and then player name, just so that people can see the player names. And it also helps out for you as well because of the fact that, you know, you see the player names on top of the players' heads instead of the corners. You know what I'm saying, my dude? And for the rest of you guys, too. Okay, so let's see what he's like movement-wise here. You can see that he's a little bit attacking-oriented. He kind of already goes into the attacking space a little bit. Not a whole lot, though. He's just utilizing empty space in those positions. I don't really feel like he's going to be a super aggressive attacker. Even though he's kind of doing it right now, actually. Which is pretty interesting. Maybe because of the high work rates with him. We'll see. Yep, great positioning in the defensive area to help out in the attack. You know, I like when he positions himself like this, so that way we can make these types of plays right here, give the ball off to the side, all that fun stuff. So positioning-wise, from the defensive area to the attacking one is actually pretty solid, and he offered himself really nicely right there. I do feel like Kovacic is definitely going to belong more in the right center mid position, right center defense mid position, more than the left side because of the fact that his main foot is the right foot. It's just a situation where some players are just not left-footed in those positions where it's nice to have the 4-star weak foot to compensate for it, right? Well done there with Alexander-Arnold to put the defensive pressure right there against the attacker. Kovacic with a good interception. He's moving pretty agile. Good little defensive play there with Kovacic to get back into position. He's not like super defensive oriented in the CDM position. He kind of feels like a balance between the two, which it'll really depend on which type of card you want to have in that position, obviously. We don't do a ball roll right there with Vardy. Get Vardy on his right foot if we can. We do not. Let's see what the positioning is like over here. With balance instructions, we do end up getting the ball there without any chemistry style on the card, guys. So obviously, with an anchor chemistry style, it could be significantly better there for him to get the ball consistently, but he does a really good job right there. He's a little bit attacking oriented. I thought he wasn't going to be that much, but he definitely utilizes empty space whenever he sees it. Dribbling is pretty good in these situations over here. Obviously has the skill moves to get past defenders in certain positions. Alright guys, so in the left center mid position, because he's right-footed, I kind of feel like he's being wasted there. So I want to go ahead and actually switch him with Henderson and make sure that he's playing on the balanced instruction with Henderson on stay back while attacking. And I want to see how he moves now. He's actually more attacking oriented than I thought he would be on the balanced instruction. I feel like if you keep this card on stay back while attacking, he'll kind of be a good balance between the two, especially with the anchor chemistry style because of the fact that he actually has decent stats in most of the areas that he needs to be good at. So let's try him on that right center defenseman position and let's see how he moves now. Well, this guy's got some Team of the Season players too. He got Kovacic, he got Soyuncu. I think some of those guys might have been untradeable as well. Who knows? Nice team though. I respect teams like this. They're so like, it's like they're super usable and somewhat meta, but then also like just a fun squad. It's cool. Okay, boys, so back to the defensive tactics. We'll play a little bit more seriously this time to see what the balance is like with Kovacic in the squad. And then we'll see what's up. Nice little pass there with Kovacic to open up the space for the team. Again, positions himself in areas that allows me to attack and defend really nicely at times. Stays back while attacking right there. We're just going to pop a long shot here with Henderson, and it doesn't do much there. I think he's definitely playing off of the other center defenseman mid well, so if he's on balance instruction and, you know, I decide to push up with Henderson, I think he'll definitely stay back while attacking. He won't really aggressively push if it doesn't make sense to. But I think he's like pretty usable so far. Yeah, you definitely don't need to improve his dribbling. His dribbling is already pretty responsive. Nice. Oh, Richarlison's so freaking good, dude. When you see the goalie pushing at you like that, you just do the heel to heel. The goalie reacts to it. You score the opportunity. Brilliant little finish there with Richarlison. Yeah, I think Kovacic on the balance instruction, he's definitely playing it really nicely. He's not super aggressive and he doesn't need to be, although he is somewhat attacking oriented. You know, I thought he wasn't going to be attacking oriented at all, but he does utilize empty space from time to time whenever he sees it. Again, high work rates, 80 attacking positioning. It kind of suggests that he might do it a little bit. Obviously positioned really nicely right there for that interception, but I mean, he's definitely a usable card. You know, I can never like switch the play anymore. I don't know what it is. He's definitely a really usable card. I've definitely been enjoying using him, but again, I also liked using the storyline version of his card too. And you guys know, with these types of cards, it's not always like black and white in regards to which cards are good or bad or whatnot. I enjoy using most of these cards. I think Kovacic definitely has some really usable stats. The only thing that's really off about him is a 70 finishing, but 70 finishing for a CDM, like for me, is still like pretty solid to use nowadays. Look, he's kind of utilizes the empty space right there. Jordan Henderson stays back while attacking. So he'll do it sometimes, you know. If he sees the empty space, he'll definitely utilize it quickly. But then he also goes back into position quite quickly as well, without the anchor chemistry style. So he feels very similar to his storyline, just improved in certain areas that needed improvements, you know? Oh, lovely pass right there. Well, I mean, we don't do the right decision right there, but, you know, I like to try out certain things anyways. Little quick dribbles with that 5-star weak foot, you know how we do over there. Yeah, that was obviously a brilliant pass of the card. His passing stats are drastically improved, so if he's in the CDM position and he can dribble quickly to open up the space for himself, he'll be able to score opportunities like that really nicely. When this gameplay actually feels playable, it's pretty fun to play, man. It's a shame that it doesn't feel like this consistently. Kovacic again, man. Let's go with that aggressive interceptions. Okay, guys, so the next position we're going to be trying out Kovacic in is going to be our 4-1-2-2 balance instruction tactics. Let's see what's up with him in the right center mid position. I don't know if you guys feel the same way with the 4-1-2-2. 4-1-2-2 should definitely be a counter to people that are really trying to utilize the middle position, but it actually feels like the middle is more open when you use it, you know? It's not really ideal. Is Kovacic aggressive in this situation here? Stays on the edge of the 18-yard box. Yeah, so the attacking positioning is more noticeable when you're playing him in the center mid position. So because it's at 80, he's not really super aggressive to push forward there. So that's the biggest test that I wanted to see in that situation, right? Is whether or not he's aggressive pushing forward in those certain spaces. If you guys ever use a player like Verstraete, you know, the card from the Bundesliga objective, you know, when he has the high work rates, he goes right into that space instantly. I think he even has, like, the attacking positioning for it. But it's definitely more noticeable for Kovacic when he's playing the center mid position. So, I mean, guys, it doesn't take too long. I think in the 4-2-3-1, in the right center defensive position, Kovacic is going to play that position kind of nicely. I'm having a lot of fun with him there. I think he's definitely playing the position really well, especially on balance instructions. Like, he's definitely choosing his engagements to push up and come back really nicely, so can't really complain too much about the card in all fairness. Kovacic has the skill moves, the attacking positioning to attack that area really nicely. You can see he's picking and choosing his battles in regards to which ones he wants to attack, right? And again, because of the 4-star, because of the dribbling boost that this card gets, he's a really fun card to use in the right center defensive mid position for sure. Right center mid, he's a little bit but right CDM, he's pretty nice. Nicely done, Kovacic again. Alright guys, so final verdict on Kovacic's card. In my honest opinion, I feel like this card would play really nicely in a team with the anchor chemistry style in the right center defenseman position. He's just really fun, guys. Like, I know that he might not be the best option to pack, especially with the price value of the actual Team of the Season SBC. I understand that completely, but he's still really fun to use. Like I said, I've used his storyline card, and I want you guys to see the comparisons between him and the storyline card. You're looking at 3s and 4s and 5s and 6s for really important areas. When it gets to the 3s and 4s, that's when it actually makes a difference on the card and you notice a significant difference, right? But, you know, with the storyline card, 3s and 4s minus, I still enjoyed using this card, right? Not every card is going to be super meta with him having like 80-something finishing or whatever, but 70 finishing with a 4-star capability, dribbling is great, he can pass the ball, he defends pretty nicely with the anchor chemistry style, he feels more aggressive defensively than he does more conservative, which is okay, right? It just depends on how you know, the balance of the other CDM. Like, let's just say, for instance, you're using Kovacic with Laurent Blanc, perfectly fine. Him with Henderson was a little bit strange, but he was still offering this really, really good, aggressive defensive presence that is obviously a welcome one. And again, I didn't have the anchor chemistry style on the card to show you guys his defensive capabilities, even though he was still defending really nicely, because again, his base card stats are still really nice. So if you guys get the card, he's fun, man. I wouldn't recommend using him in the right center mid position. The attacking positioning is definitely more noticeable that he doesn't really utilize it too much in the center mid position. But in the CDM position on balance instructions, I feel like he kind of does it a little bit more often. He's like an in-between of doing it and not doing it. You know, he's like a halfway there kind of player, which is perfectly fine because, hey, if you don't want to attack, that's fine. I work my way with the front four in the 3 cams and striker position, and then if you choose to attack, great. If you don't, it's whatever. As long as I have a medium-high work rate player next to him to have a balance between each other, he's pretty cool. I didn't like him too much in the left center defensive position, even though he has the 4-star weak foot. He definitely feels way better in the right center defensive position, especially, again, with the anchor chemistry style, okay? So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.